Fellas, this is leftover from my trip up to Walmart. About a week ago, I got a bunch of locks, and I always love it when I see new combination locks. This is kind of cool. This is obviously a Brinks. You guys are always asking about why are you so against combination locks, and this is a good chance to find out. Never seen those from before, and we're going to get a chance to look at it. There's all kinds of good stuff. You can reset the combination. We're going to go through all that, but here's the interesting part right here. If I can get the camera. The Brinks name is actually licensed to a company called Hampton Products International, or Corp. And then the interesting part is right there, made in China and then packaged in the USA. So this promises to be very entertaining. Why don't I go ahead and cut this thing out? What I'm going to try to do first, we'll figure out a way to pick it or bypass it or shim it or something, figure out a neat way, fast way to get in. If that doesn't work, or maybe if it does work, we're going to figure out how to get through the shackle, maybe a quick way. And then lastly, if we find anything interesting up to that point, let's go ahead and cut this baby open and see what kind of secrets those Chinese put inside of here. Well, guys, I've been reading through the instructions, and I think rather than just show you how to do it, I thought it'd be kind of neat to walk you through my mental process about how I usually attack combination locks. Usually low price ones or mid price ones are pretty easy to beat, so I got pretty high confidence on this. This is actually a pretty cool lock. I was wondering why they had this ornamental thing here, and that's because it comes with the default combination is all zeros, and I thought, it doesn't open. So I kept messing with it, and then finally it dawned on me. It said grab the knob, and I turned it, and that's what that's for, to kind of give you a little bit of leverage. That's what those crenellations are for. But pretty cool. You can see it is open. On the rest of this lock, there we go. That's where they're made. Very proud about that. We have a reset. We're going to be taking advantage of that in a minute. And then someone will ask, why is that hole? Is that some kind of secret bypass hole? And the answer is no. When that's hanging on a outside door or something and it rains and water gets inside of there, you don't want it to fill up the water and rust the guts, so you got a hole in the bottom to let it all get out. All right, let's take a look. Here is the first thing that I do when I attack one of these things. I've already got my shim hanging out here. It's a little feeler gauge, very flexible. This one is, I think this one was made by Sparrows. And so what I do is I find a place along the wheel where I can slide that feeler gauge in. And what I'm feeling for is a gate, a hole for my feeler gauge to slide, for the point anyway, to fall into. And what I'll just grab here, and we'll just turn it one number at a time, just feeling around, trying to find a little slot for that to go into. Please let there be a slot. Otherwise, what's the purpose of the video? Things are not looking good here, but we're only half done. Okay, I got nothing on that side. It's completely smooth on the wheel on the left side. Either that or it's shielded, but on a $16 lock, I doubt it. So now what I'm going to do is exactly the same thing, but on the other side. Just looking for that gate. And if you find one, there's a couple shortcuts I can turn you on to here in a minute, but provided, of course, we find a gate. This may be completely shielded, in which case you guys will never see the video. And there it is. We got a gate on the tip, just fell right into a gate on number 5 there. So let's just do it the hard way again one more time, just to be sure, because just because you find a gate on one wheel doesn't mean you're going to find them on all of them. And I'm betting it's going to be on number 5. And it is. There we go, number 5. And I'm not even going to waste a lot of time. I'm going to put him on number 5 and just double check that there's a gate. Fingers crossed, and of course there is. And the last one. Number 5. And there's a nice wide slot. A bird could fly in there, man. Okay, so now we got it lined up. Now you got all the gates are lined up, and it's all 5s. But we know the combination of the thing is all zeros. So that tells me the difference between where the gates are and where they need to be is a difference of 5. There are 10 numbers on each wheel, so that means the number's got to be 180. It's got to be completely opposite. So you subtract or add 5 to whatever number you see here, and that'll get you back to the true combination, right? Let's do that. And we know it's going to work, but we have to be back here in order to reset our combination. Okay, we're back on all zeros, and of course, it better open. All right, it does. It is made in China, so it's all full of surprises. All right, we are open. So now what I want to do is I want to reset this thing to another number. Then we're going to take advantage of that. They say use a coin. I don't have any coins. That's how poor I am, but I do have a screwdriver. So what I'm going to do is set counterclockwise. So turn them counterclockwise, flip them over, and then you get to pick a new number. And I'll pick, I don't have to turn the wheels too crazy. Let's say how about 1929? For no other reason than I don't have to turn the wheels too far. Okay, we're on 1929. I'm going to turn this back to set that combination, and it better open, and it does. Now I go, well, I got a little stuck here. What's the deal? Oh, I bumped him. Put him back on 1929. There we go. Now we're closed. Let's put him back on zeros just to be sure I didn't screw something up. I'm going to turn him just 1. I'll be smart on that one. And he doesn't work. Perfect. All right, now we're going to go back with the feeler gauge. We know that it's on the right side. So what I'm going to do is just feel around until, hold him up here a little closer to the camera. Turn him until I feel the gate. So this is how you pick one that you don't know the combination to. No gate. No gate. No gate. No gate. No gate. And there, fell right into the gate. It's even, I'm stuck in there. I'm even turning the wheel with him. Go to this guy. No gate. No gate. No gate. No gate. And there we are. We're stuck right in him. Go to this guy. No gate. No gate. No gate. Got to get them lined up perfect. You notice I had to readjust it a couple of times there. If you're in a half wheel, halfway, it's not going to work for you. It's got to be right on the number. No gate. And there we are. We're in the gate. And then the last guy. Nothing. Nothing. And there we go. We're stuck in the gate. Okay, our combination now looks like 6. Let me get him. He's not quite perfect, but there we go. Combination is 6, 4, 7, 4. Now we said we had to add or subtract 5 from each of those. So if we subtract 5 from 6, we're going to get a 1. Let's do that. 1, 2, 4, 5. If we subtract 5 from a 4, we're going to get a 9. If we add a 5 to a 4, we're going to get a 9. Either way, doesn't matter how you do it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Same here. We can add or subtract 5 to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then add or subtract. So it's going to be the same, guys. That was a 4. This was a 4. So let's add 5. So it's going to be another 9. And we know, of course, that's the combination that we set. And we got an open. All we've done is we've detected the gates on the top. And we've rotated them 180 degrees because the release bar must be located right back there. So that's how you decode a combination lock, an inexpensive one or a mid-price one. Anyway, all right, enough of that. Let's take a look at another weakness of this design or of combination locks. We know it's closed. Take a look at this. Look at your shackle there. Now I'm going to take a red magic marker actually, and I'm going to mark him right here. Now I'm going to open him up, and you see that shackle really only goes into the body that much, not very much at all. So let's put him back so we can see our red line. Now if we cut through this fairly thin material of the body, if we cut like right there, that little piece is going to be able to slide back, but it's not going to get us anything because we really can't get anything out through that gap. But if we take and with a hex saw and we cut roughly like something like that all the way through, this whole piece, either we can rotate it and pull it off, which will open up a fairly large gap to get the chain out of, or if it doesn't completely come off, then we got to cut another piece off right there. That little piece will move out of our way. We'll slide him out. Then we slide the little ring off and get rid of him, leaving a nice wide gap through which we can pull this off of a chain or off of the door that somebody stuck on there for us to deal with. All right, let me go ahead and get a hacksaw. Let's just cut that first one first. And fellas, things did not go exactly as planned. I can't recommend this as a way to defeat these anymore. This used to be a great technique, but I think the manufacturers are watching us, because when I actually had to throw away the hacksaw and pull out the die grinder to get through this thing, it does slide right off, but you'll notice that now there's some shielding on the inside of this thing to prevent us from doing exactly what we used to do very quickly. Now it's not so very quickly. So throw that one out. You're going to have to be happy with picking it. But let's take a look at the inside of it. I'm going to go ahead and take it outside, take that same die grinder, and just go ahead and cut this baby open. And let's take a look at those wheels and a look at those gates. Well, guys, there really wasn't a lot to it. It's kind of a unique design, though. This aluminum body, it holds everything together to toughen it up internally. So no more cutting through these shackles. Combination on the other side, we'll take this out in a minute. And then the change lever fell out of that hole right there. But you can see it lines up with the wheels. Let's go ahead. It still works. Purely mechanical. When you turn the wheel, if I can do this, you see how it fits into the groove right there? And so when you turn it, it pulls it around. There's another tensioner up here at the top. There's no function for that at all, other than it keeps the shackle from flopping around. It keeps a little bit of tension on it inside of that channel. Let's go ahead and pull the back of this thing off. Let me lock it back up. There we go. And find out, I'm really curious about the wheels. That's the whole purpose of this exercise, is to take a look at one of those wheels and see how big the gates are. See if there's any way they could have protected this just a little bit better. And there we go. Ooh, everything comes out. Beauteous. See if that'll pop out. Yes, it does. And the wheels come off as well. That was not really part of the plan, but it'll have to do, because I really want to look at those gates. And there they are. There's two of them right there. Roll that guy around. So there are the gates, and there's one more lying around here somewhere. There he is. There are your 4 gates, one for each of the numbers, and by having it floating like so, I'm going to probably keep dropping him, but having it floating so you can offset these against spring tension to turn them to reset your combination. That's how that works, is spring loaded on that side. And then when we stick our feeler gauge down in there, and you can see the marks, even if I can get the camera to cooperate, I think you can see the scrape marks where I was moving along trying to feel for the gate, but clearly the tip of that fits right in there. It's a perfect tool for decoding these things and getting them open. All right, I think that's about the only way you're going to get these open now. No more cutting with the hacksaw. You're going to have to pick them, guys, but you saw it really doesn't take that long. Plus or minus 5. Just try to remember that. Anyway, fellas, thanks for your time. Stay safe. And for God's sake, stay legal.